Hi, this is Kyama, Editorial Manager of African Theological Network Press. I had some conversation with some friends from the global north, and someone asked me, actually a couple of friends of mine asked me, so how has COVID-19 affected you in Africa? And I'd say, it has affected, us here in Africa in different ways. I live in Nairobi, which is a big city, the capital city of Kenya, city of about maybe 5 million, 5 to 6 million, depending on who's counting and when they're counting. And so we've been affected. So the city is on a lockdown, so no one can get out of the city. We all have to live within the city, and only food and essential supplies are allowed to come into the city. And many shops are closed, the universities are closed, the schools are closed, and only essential businesses are continuing. And then we have a 10-hour curfew at night to limit the movement. So everything is really on a go slow. And so some of the real successes that we've had, for example, at ATNP, we cannot build on those or build momentum on, for example, making the books available all over East Africa, because we wouldn't even be able to ship the books across the different countries, from Kenya to Uganda, from Kenya to Tanzania, and so on. So the question now becomes, okay, so what do we do at ATNP? What's the editorial manager doing? There's so much to do. On a global scale or on a large scale, when you think about publishing in Africa still is in its infancy. Theological publishing is still in its infancy. We've only had Christianity in many of our countries for just 100 years, 150 years, and so on. And so there is so much to be done to sensitize people about theological publishing. And so I spent my time doing a whole range of different things. And so there's still, publishing editorial work to do. We have manuscript that you're looking through for a missiology book that's coming out. We have a Christology book that's supposed to be coming out in West Africa. So there's work to do on that. There are books to review, material that we could potentially make available here on the continent or in different parts of the continent. There's all of that going on. We're engaging with potential authors. We're engaging with people who could contribute projects or research that could be of use for ATNP, so that we can spread it out all over Africa. I've been invited to write a couple of articles in different journals. So I finished writing an article a couple of weeks ago, and then just finished one writing an extensive article about publishing in Africa. And so there's a lot to do. There are relationships to be made. There are people to talk to, and then there are potential authors to engage. As we think about publishing in the future, as we think about projects that we want to work through in the future. And then, of course, there are administrative things that need to be done to make sure that ATNP continues, even though everything is on a go slow. And so there's a lot to do for ATNP, and it will keep us busy for the next at least until the end of the year, as we set all of this up. Now, publishing. I like to think of publishing, from a little bit of my knowledge about the history, for example, Christian history in Europe and in other places. I like to think of publishing in that sort of way. This is not a sprint. This is something that's going to take years to build, so that we can see the kind of scholarship that we want to see. But someone's got to start it, and someone's got to continue or join in with what everyone else has been doing. And so I feel that ATNP is in that place where we are joining together with other people, we're joining together with potential authors, with other publishers, bring them into the network, sharing them the vision of thinking of publishing, theological publishing for Africa as a whole. And we're looking at it not in terms of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. We're thinking of it in terms of decades, in terms of the next 50 years. Where do we want to see publishing publishing go, and we want to start that journey now. Start like a marathon. Kenyans are known for marathon, so we want to start it out like a marathon. Setting everything in the right way with the right pace, and to keep this going for the long haul.